Hi everyone, I'm Katrina, and in this video let's go over how to create a blog website using the 2013 theme that comes with WordPress version 3.6. So WordPress 3.6 just came out yesterday, and it's a really great new version of WordPress that provides a lot of extra features and functionality. So I'm really excited to share this video tutorial with you. So let's take a quick look around the blog and the website that we'll be creating in this video. Here we're on the home page of the 2013 theme that comes when you install WordPress version 3.6. And as we can see, this is a really fun, colorful looking theme. So at the top, you'll have your banner, which right out of the box, you'll have this kind of 70s style banner with different shades of orange and red and yellow and these large circles. You'll also have your website name or a logo, depending on which you prefer to add. Then you'll have your different menu navigation items right here, and then you'll have your blog content. So this particular theme, the 2013 theme that comes with WordPress version 3.6, has a really blog-centric focus. So if you're looking to create a blog and a website, this is a great theme to use. So here we see just under the different menu navigation items, you'll have the beginning of your post. So a new thing with WordPress version 3.6 is that now they have a number of extra blog post formats that you can choose from, depending on whether you want to add audio, video, a quote, a link, a status, or a standard post format. And I'll go over all of these one by one in this video. So here we see I have a standard post format here, just my title, a published date, and then the category, and then you'll have the text of your particular post. And then as we scroll down, note that the colors are now changing depending on what type of post format is being used. So for example, in this post, I've created a video, so I'm using the video post format, and in the 2013 theme, it will give a different color background for each different post you use. So for example, if you want to use a video post format like this, then in the 2013 theme, you'll have an orange background right here. And as we scroll down here, I have my image post format, which has a yellow background. And the cool thing about this particular gallery that I've added here is that when you click on each one of these different images, it pops open into a really cool light box display that gives a really great way to view all of the different images in your gallery. It just gives a really professional looking layout. So here we see here, when you just click on this arrow one by one, we see that each of the different images are displayed in a horizontal row like that. So I'll show you in this video how to add both the image post format here with the yellow background, as well as how to add a gallery of images and how to create the light box that goes with that so they pop up into a really nice display of your images. Scrolling down, here we have our audio post format. I want to point out this specifically because I've gotten a lot of questions on YouTube about how to add audio to your website. Well, the good news is that with WordPress version 3.6, adding audio to your website is easier than it's ever been. So I'll show you in this video how to add audio that looks something like this to your website. Then let's see, scrolling down, we have a lot of different formats here. We can see as we go from the different backgrounds, each of these different background colors designate a different post format. So I'll show you how to add all of these. Now the other thing that I want to mention on the home page here is this quote area. So this is a quote post format, and you can see it has the quotations here and the darker brown background right here. And finally at the bottom we'll have our footer section where you can add more customizable content. So in this video I'll show you how to add these different social network icons so anyone can easily connect with you on the social web, either to your Google+, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, or some other social network, whichever one you'd prefer. And then scrolling up once again to the top, we'll have a sidebar here as well on the home page, as well as on the blog post pages. And here I'll show you how to add the customizable content here to the sidebar, and I'll show you how to do that in this video. So in this video, I'm going to be adding a gravatar, which is a globally recognized avatar, and I'll go over that in more detail within the video. We'll also be adding a search box so anyone can easily search around your website for different content. And also in the sidebar, we'll also add those social network icons as well once again. Now, most likely you'll want to add some different pages, internal pages, so I'll also show you in this video how to create pages on your WordPress website. So starting with the About page, so I'm going to click on that one right here. And here we see on the About page I have an image and some text. So I'll show you in this video how to create an About page as well, so that you can also add an image, text, and perhaps a video or something else. We'll also create a special photos gallery page, which will be a collection of all the different photo galleries that you've added to your website if you'd like to add that. So here we see I have my gallery archives, and here I have my travel gallery, and then I also have my summer scenes gallery, and you can add as many additional galleries as you would like. Also note that these are all in yellow because I'm using the yellow image post format. So I'll show you how to add that in this video. Finally, most likely you'll want a way to have anyone who visits your website to contact you. So in this video, I'll also show you how to create a contact page so that anyone can easily contact you directly via your website. It's always a great idea as well to give your visitors an easy way to share your content on the social web. So in this video, I'll also show you how to add these different social sharing features so anyone can easily share your content to LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, or one of the many other different kinds of social networks. Finally, the last thing to note about the 2013 theme that comes with WordPress version 3.6 is that this theme is completely responsive, which means that it's going to look beautiful both on desktops and laptops as well as on mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. So as a demo, when I grab the bottom right-hand corner here and I reduce the size of the window, note that all the different elements on the page are going to stack up really nicely one on top of the other, and the menu navigation item is also going to collapse into a vertical drop-down kind of menu. So this is the dimension that we can expect on a smartphone like an iPhone or an Android. And note that now the menu item is listed in this drop-down box. So when I click on this marker, now we have the menu item going vertically like this. And also all the different elements are also stacked on top of one another like this. So you can see this content really well. It's still large enough to read in a smartphone dimension kind of window. So here we see we have our blog post, then we have the video post, our images here for our photo gallery. We have our audio, we can still access that really easily, and then all the other different elements, they all look really nice within this particular size of window. So that is what is referred to as a responsive website, and these days it's really important to make sure that your website is responsive because more and more we're all using our mobile devices to access the web. And the good news is that this theme, the 2013 theme, because it is responsive, will be accessible to pretty much anyone who's surfing the web on any kind of device. So this is what we're headed toward in this video. We're going to be creating a blog-centric website using WordPress version 3.6. So let's get started. So before we get started, how much is this blog and website going to cost? Well, we need several things. Number one, we need a domain name, and we also need web hosting. In this video, I'm going to be using HostGator.com, and at HostGator, you can get both the web hosting as well as the domain name. I'll also be using a coupon code to get an extra discount off of my order at HostGator, and that coupon code is WPCoupon25. So if you decide to use HostGator, please feel free to use WPCoupon25 on your order to get an extra discount off of your order as well. I also want to note that I do receive a small referral if you decide to go with HostGator and use WPCoupon25, so thank you in advance for supporting me and helping me to continue to make these free WordPress training videos. Okay, so once we have the domain name and the web hosting, the next thing we'll need is the theme, and as mentioned in this video, we're going to be using the new 2013 theme. It's a free theme that comes with your WordPress installation. Then next we'll need some time, and I'm estimating it should take roughly around 1 hour or so. I'll try and go as fast as I can, but there's quite a bit to cover, so please set aside at least 1 hour to get this website up and running. So what are the steps we need to take to create this WordPress website? Well, number one, we need to get a domain name and the web hosting. Step number two, we need to install WordPress. And step number three, we need to build out the website. So let's take care of step number one by heading over to HostGator to take care of getting the domain name as well as the web hosting. So here we are on HostGator.com. To view the web hosting plans, go ahead and click on the button in the middle that says View Web Hosting Plans. And here we'll see that there's 3 different plans to choose from. We have the hatchling plan, the baby plan, and the business plan. If you are a small business owner or if you're just getting your website up and running for the first time, most likely the hatchling plan or the baby plan would be a good fit for you. The difference between these two is that the hatchling plan gives you a way to host one website domain, whereas the baby plan gives you a way to host as many website domains as you would like. So there's definitely more of a value in the baby plan since you can host as many websites as you would like under one account. But if you are just getting started, as mentioned, most likely you only have one domain at the moment, then you can go ahead and click on the hatchling plan to sign up for that. So I'm going to click on the baby plan because I want to order that one. And next we'll see that the next step is we need to choose a domain. If you already have a domain, you can just enter that here in this field and click on Continue to Step 2. And if you need to get a domain name for your website, then you can enter the domain name you would like here and you can click on Continue to Step 2. Now just note that down below here it says enter a coupon code, and by default you'll automatically get a coupon from HostGator. But if you want to add even more of a reduced rate on top of that, you can use this coupon, which will give you an extra amount off of your order. So I'm going to put WP coupon 25. That's a special coupon that you can add to get more off the total when you go to check out for your order. So I'm going to leave it at WP coupon 25 to get a little bit more off my order, and I'm just going to put in a random domain name for the moment just to show you for the demo purpose what the next page looks like. So I'm going to click on Continue to Step 2, which brings us to Step 2, the billing information page. Now on this page we see the first thing at the top is the package type. I had signed up for the baby plan, so we see that right here. And then we see the current billing cycle that I'm signing up for. Now I do not want to sign up for 36 months of web hosting all at once. I want to keep my expenses much lower than that, and I prefer to pay month by month. So I'm going to click on this here and I'm just going to choose the billing cycle of 1 month at a time. That way I'll be paying 1 month as I go for my web hosting. The next thing that you want to do is you want to choose a username and a security PIN. Then you can fill in your different billing information right here. Then when we come down here, we'll note that there are the hosting add-ons. By default, HostGator has you signed up for domain privacy as well as the site lock. So you can choose whether you want to include these add-ons or not. I'm going to uncheck the site lock because I have some other ways that I intend on protecting my website when I start building it, so I don't want to sign up for the site lock. And the privacy protection, this is really optional as well, so it's optional if you want to use it. I do recommend signing up for privacy, however, and this is why. When you create a web hosting account on any kind of web hosting company, by default, if you do not have privacy, account details including your address, your email address, and your phone number may show up in the web host database for anyone on the internet to be able to access. So I prefer keeping my address and my phone number and my email address private. So whenever I buy a new web domain, I always sign up for privacy protection. If you don't want privacy protection though, you can save some money by unchecking this. I'm going to leave it on for the moment though. Then you can just come down here and you see here is the details. Here are the details of your order. We note that with this coupon, WP coupon 25, we're getting almost $10 off. So essentially the first month of web hosting is free with this coupon. And we can see that here is our domain name and our hosting add-on of $9.95. So in total, we're looking at under $25 to get started. If you want to save some more money, as mentioned, you can uncheck the privacy protection, and you'll note that now the total is under $15. But once again, I like getting privacy, so I'm going to leave that on. And the last thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you click on this little box here that says I have read and agreed to the terms and conditions of use. So once you have your hosting order all ready to go, and when this looks good to you, you can go ahead and click on Create Account to create your new web hosting account. So once you click on Create Your Account, you'll get this page which will thank you for your order and will tell you to go check your email for information related to logging into your web hosting account. So I'm going to go check out my email. And here we see on my email account, here's the email from HostGator with my account info. So I'm going to click this email to open it, and I want to point out two things. Number one, the first link that they'll share with you in the email is the billing system link. So if you want to check out any info related to your billing, you can go ahead and click on this link and use the password that they give you. And then right below that, you'll see that there's a link for your control panel with your username and a temporary password. So I'm going to copy this password here, the temporary password, and to log into your control panel, you'll use this link. So this is a really good email to keep in a safe place for future reference, because you will be needing this information as well as the link to the control panel to log into your HostGator web hosting account. So I'm going to click on this link here, and then here is my username. You want to type in your username here that was found in the email, and then you want to add your password right here as well. Once you have that set up, you want to click on Login to log into the control panel of your web hosting account. So here we are on the HostGator control panel. The next step that we want to do is step number 2. We want to install WordPress. And thankfully with HostGator, there's a really easy way to install WordPress using their simple wizard script. So I am going to scroll down to where that is located. You want to scroll down to where it says Software and Services, and you want to find this icon that says Quick Install. So this is what we're going to use to install WordPress really easily in HostGator. We're going to use this Quick Install link, so I'm going to click on that. And once I click on that, you'll note that there's all these different kinds of software listed here on the left-hand sidebar. So right at the top, you'll note that it says blog software, and there's a link here for WordPress. This is what we want to install, so I'm going to click on that. And then you'll note there's a button here that says continue. Also note that just above that we'll be installing version 3.5.2 of WordPress. So within the quick install screen right here on HostGator at the time of this recording, I'm able to install quick install version 3.5.2. Once we install this and we go into our WordPress website, from there we will update to WordPress version 3.6, because WordPress 3.6 is actually the most current version of WordPress at the time of this recording. So we're just going to install WordPress really easily using this quick install route, and then once we get into our WordPress in just a moment, I'll show you how to update it to version 3.6. So for the moment, just go ahead and click on continue to continue the process. Once you click continue, you'll have this new window here where you can choose where you want to install WordPress. So right here in this box, you want to choose the domain name that you'd like to install WordPress to, and then you want to add an admin email and a blog title. So I'm just going to add my email right there as well as a title. I'll just call it the name of my domain. Next, you want to add an admin user. Now, this is a really important point because for a security purpose, we want to make sure that you do not include anything like admin or support or administration. These 3 words are really common, and those are the first things that hackers will try when they attempt to break into your WordPress website. So there's a lot of security measures that we can take to kind of protect our website, and one of them is to make sure that your admin user is something unique. So for the moment, I'll just write my name right here. Next, you can include a first name and a last name. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I'm just going to leave these 2 blank. And instead, I'm just going to go straight to installing WordPress by clicking on Install Now. Okay, congratulations, your installation is ready. So you can access the installation of your new website by clicking on this link here. And also note that here is the admin area login URL that you'll use in the future to access the login panel. To access your website in the future, you want to make a note of this link here. It's usually your domain name followed by wp-admin. So that's an important link to remember as well, so that going forward you can easily log into your WordPress website. Also make a note of your username and password. This is what you will also need, of course, to log into your website when you click on this link. So I'm just going to highlight this temporary password here and copy it. And then I'm going to click on this link here to log into my new WordPress website. So here we are on the login screen of our WordPress website. To log in, you want to enter your username in the username field and your password in the password field. And then you want to click on this button that says Remember Me, so that the next time you come to WordPress, your username and password will be remembered. In the event that you forget your password in the future, or perhaps even now, you want to click on this link here that says Lost Your Password, and WordPress will send you a password reset to the email that you used when you were creating your WordPress website. So for the moment, here I have my username and password. I'm going to go ahead and click on the login button to log in to the WordPress website. So here we are on the dashboard. This is the first thing you'll see when you log in to your WordPress website. As noted in the previous step, we had installed version 3.5.2 of WordPress. However, at the time of this recording, there's a new version of WordPress, WordPress version 3.6, and this is actually the version we want to use in this video. So if you have already installed WordPress version 3.6, you can skip this next step. And if you have another version of WordPress, a previous version, and you're on a clean install of WordPress, then you want to go ahead and you want to click on this link here to update your WordPress core version. You can also update to WordPress 3.6 by either coming up to the top section right here. You see there's a 1, and it says, if you hover over that, it says 1 WordPress update. Or right underneath where it says dashboard and home, there's an updates here with the number 1, and this indicates that you have an update to something related to your WordPress website. So I'm going to click on this right here, updates. And as it notes, it says there's an updated version of WordPress available. You can update to WordPress version 3.6 automatically by simply clicking on this blue button that says Update Now. Also note, there's a message here that says this is important. Before updating, it's a good idea to back up your database and files, but since this is a new installation of WordPress, we don't need to worry about that right now. All we need to do is click on this blue button to update to WordPress 3.6. So I'm going to click on Update Now to update my WordPress core version. Okay, welcome to WordPress 3.6. So here we are, we've updated our WordPress core version. The next step is we need to go to our theme, and we need to also update our theme. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on Appearance and then click on Themes to get to the Themes page. And you can see that currently we have 2012 installed. This was installed when we installed WordPress version 3.5.2. However, you may be seeing 2013 here instead. If you see 2013 here instead, then you are good to go. And if not, then you just want to come down here where it says Available Themes, and we want to make sure that we are installing the theme called 2013. So it's really easy to do here directly within the dashboard. All you need to do is click on Activate to activate this 2013 theme. So I'm going to click on Activate to activate this theme. And now we see the current theme is the 2013 theme, which is exactly what we need. So to see what the site looks like right out of the box when we install WordPress, you can either click on this link here that says Visit Site, or on the top left-hand side, you can hover over your website name and then click on this link that says Visit Site. So I'm going to click on Visit Site. And here we are on the home page of our WordPress website right out of the box when we first install WordPress. So pretty simple right now. We've got quite a bit of work to do. What we're headed toward will once again look something like this. So this is where we're headed in this video, but for the moment our website looks pretty bare bones, just like this. So let's get started by removing this tagline, and also I want to show you where you can change your domain name here or your title, or you can add a logo. So let's take care of this header area first. To do that, we want to go up to the top and go back to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard. Here on the dashboard, to change the settings in the banner section of the website, we want to click on Appearance and then click on Themes to get to the 2013 different links where we can configure this website. So the first one is a Customize link, and when we click on Customize, you'll notice that you have a preview window on the right-hand side that shows what the website currently looks like, and then there's a number of different settings here that you can configure related to the site. So the first configuration settings here include the site title and the tagline, and when I click on this little marker here, it gives me a drop-down box where I can change the site title as well as the tagline. By default, when you install WordPress, the tagline will say just another WordPress website, which is not really a great tagline for anyone. So at minimum, I recommend you at least come in here and delete this. And you can add another tagline if you'd like, but at minimum, just go ahead and remove this altogether. So I'm not going to include a tagline right now, but I will just delete it by just deleting it right there in that field. For the site title, you can change the title to whatever you like. I'll just call it my name instead of the whole website here. So I'll just put it in caps right there. You can put it in caps or lowercase, whichever you prefer. And then I'm just going to click on this marker to collapse that once again. The next section we can configure are the colors. And when I click on this marker, you can see that I can change the colors here of this title. Right now, by default, it's black, and I like it black, so I'm going to keep it like that. But as you note here, you can change it to whatever you like, and then you can just collapse it to change it to that color. So once again, I prefer black, so I'm just going to keep it as the default right there, and then I will collapse this once again. Next, we have the header image, and when we click on this marker, you can see that when I click on this image here, there's a number of other images that you can choose from, or if you'd like to add your own image, you can do that as well. So I'll click on Remove Image just momentarily, and you can see that it goes blank. However, I prefer having an image, so I'm going to choose this image right here. I'll show you in just a moment where you can add your custom header if you'd like to add a custom header instead of this design right here. Okay, finally, we have static front page or latest post. So for this particular website, I really want to keep it blog centric. This is going to be a blog website, so I'm going to display on the home page all of my latest posts. However, if you'd like to create a static front page or home page, you can go ahead and click on a static page, and then you can select which page you'd like to feature on the home page. So we haven't created any pages yet, so there's really no options here for this. But I'll show you when we come to that point later down the road and we have some more pages. We'll circle back to this section and I'll show you how you can configure this as a static website. So for the purpose of this video though, I prefer keeping it as a blog-centric website. So I'm going to keep it here as front page displaying your latest post. Once you have all the settings that you like right here, you can click on Save and Publish to save your settings. Okay, once the settings have been saved, I'm going to click on Close to close that. And the next thing that I want to point out here on the far right-hand side is the header settings. So when I click on Header right here, we have our custom header page, and as it notes, this is what we're the preview of what we're actually looking at on the site. But you can see here that you can select another image, a custom image, if you prefer not to use this design that comes with the theme. So as it notes, it says you can select an image to be shown at the top of your site by uploading from your computer or choosing from your media library. Note, however, that you want to include an image with the dimensions of 1600 wide by 230 pixels high. So if you decide to go with a photo or some other image right here, make sure that the dimensions of that image are 1600 pixels wide and 230 pixels tall. And you can go ahead and add the image from your computer by simply clicking on Choose File, and then you would click on Upload. Also note that as we scroll down here, you can choose these different default images here as well by simply choosing whichever one you want. And if you would like to show a different image on each page, you can click this little radio button here to display random banner images. So I prefer not to use different images, so once again I'm going to leave it as the default, but I just want to point this out as an option if you decide you want to do that for your website. Finally, we can scroll down here, and this is another area where you can either show the header text with your image by clicking this on or off. You can see I've unchecked it, so now the title has been removed. Or if you would like to change the color, you can do so by just selecting the color right here. So there's many different places within WordPress to do the same kinds of settings and configurations. So once you have your header set the way that you would like to see it, come on to the bottom down below and click on Save Changes. Okay, so the header has been updated, so we can visit the site to see how it looks, and this is what we're looking at right now. So the next step is let's go ahead and add some pages to our website here so we can start adding some different internal pages, and we can also set up the menu navigation here, which is the next item right below the banner. So to add a new page, you want to go back up to the dashboard and click on Dashboard. And once again, there's several different places where you can do the same thing within WordPress. So if you want to add a page directly from this toolbar at the top, you can hover over plus new and click on page, or on the left hand side you can click on pages, and then you can either click on add new right here at the top, or you can click on add new on the left hand side here to add a new page. So I'm going to click on add new right here to add a new page. Here on the add new page screen, the first thing we want to do is we want to give our new page a title. So here where it says enter title, I'm going to give this page a title, and I'll call it about, since this is the about page. And then underneath that we have this larger section here where we can add the content for the about page. Now note that there's two tabs here. There's a text tab and a visual tab, and when I click on visual, you can see this is where we have all of the different formatting icons that we can use to format our content. So this is the what you see is what you get view, where you do not need to know any code in order to format content on your pages or posts. And then once you click on the text tab, we'll see this is the behind the scenes view of code that will be generated by WordPress. So we'll come back to this in just a moment. So here in the visual tab, one other thing to note, there's two different rows of icons here, formatting icons. And if you're only seeing one row right here, then you want to click on this icon here on the far right hand side that says show or hide kitchen sink. And when you hover over each of these icons, you'll notice that a tooltip will pop up telling you exactly what this particular formatting icon does. So if you can't remember what they do, no worries. You can just hover over each of these different icons and WordPress will give you a little tip telling you what this particular icon does. So to see both views, both rows here of formatting options, just go ahead and click on this button here to show or collapse the two different rows. I like to see both rows, so I'll just leave it open like that. So here in this area, I'm just going to paste some content that I have, some demo content. This is just demo, lorem ipsum, doesn't really mean anything, but this will serve as our content right now. And then I also want to add an image to the left of it. So the look that we're going for is going to look something like this. We're going to have an image and we're going to have text right next to it like that. So back on our page, we need to add an image. So I'm going to place the cursor to the left of the content right here, and I'll just do a little carriage return. So here we can see I have a clean line right here, and the cursor is placed right here at the top. And the next step is I'm going to click on Add Media to add a new picture to this particular page. So I'm going to click on Add Media, and then here where it says Insert Media, I'm going to click on Upload Files to upload a new file from my computer. Then I'm going to click on Select Files to select the file. And here I have my different folders and files, so I need to select the folder where the file is located. So I'll just click on Photos here. And then the image that I want is actually this one, pic.jpg. JPEG. So I'm just going to highlight it and click on Open to open this file, and then WordPress will upload this file to my WordPress website. The next step on the right-hand side, once the image has been uploaded, you'll see the attachment details where you can fill out the title, caption, alternative text, or a description. The main ones to note here that are important to fill out include the title and the alternative text. So this is important because the alternative text will give anyone who's perhaps using a text-to-speech software, perhaps if they're visually impaired, they may be using text-to-speech software, and by having an alternative text, if they can't see the image, at least they'll know what it is because their software will tell them what it is. This is also important for search engine purposes because search engines like Google cannot read images. They can't see what the image is about, for example, visually, but they can read what it's about by looking at the alternative text. So it's a good idea whenever you add images to your WordPress website that you're including a title and an alternative text. So I'll just copy that there and add that in these two little boxes right here. And then when we scroll down, you'll see you have an additional attachment display settings, including the alignment, where you want the image to link to, and the size. So I want to have this left aligned so that the image shows up on the left-hand side and the content shows right next to it on the right-hand side. So I'm going to click on left alignment. And you can see here you can have this image attached to any kind of other link you'd like here. I'm going to keep it at none so that there's no link on top of the image. It is just the flat image itself. And then finally, you can choose what size of image you'd like to have displayed, either a thumbnail image, and sometimes it may say medium size or full size. So I like the full size here, 300 by 285, so I'll just select that, and then I'm going to click on Insert into Page to insert this image into my page. Note that all of the content here shows up on the right-hand side because the image is left aligned. So we're good to go right there. I'm just going to scroll down here and check out some of these other options. Now note below that we currently have discussion enabled. This means right here when these two checkboxes are checked, it means that anyone can leave comments on your post or your page. I prefer to keep the discussion on the blog posts, not on my pages. I like my pages to be really clean with no conversation. So I'm going to uncheck these by just unchecking these two boxes. Once you have that ready to go, I'm going to scroll up to the top and I'm going to click on Publish to publish this page. Once a page has been published, we can view the page by clicking on View Page. And here we see here is the page that we just created. So that looks great. So the next step is let's add a contact page as well to our WordPress website. So once again, I'm going to go back to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard in the top left-hand side. And to add a contact page, we actually need to add a plugin to our WordPress website. So I'm going to click on Plugins here on the left-hand side. Just like the Pages screen, we can add a new plugin by either clicking on this link here that says Add New, or on the left-hand side, underneath Plugins, we can add a new plugin by clicking on Add New right here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on Add New on the left-hand side, which brings us to our Install Plugin screen. So the plugin that we want to install is called Contact Form 7. So I'm going to just type that in here right in the search field, and then I'm going to click on Search Plugins to search for this plugin. Here we see Contact Form 7 on the top of the list of our search results here for this particular plugin, and when you click on details on the left-hand side, you can read more about this particular plugin. Now it notes that this plugin has not been tested with your current version of WordPress, so you do get this little warning. It's only been tested up to version 3.5.2. However, I just tested this before I created the video and it works really well, so I am going to install it anyway. We can see that this is a really popular contact form plugin. It's been downloaded over 11 million times. It was last updated 1 month ago, and it has a 4 out of 5 star rating. So this is a really awesome, very popular contact form plugin. So I'm going to add it by just clicking on this link here that says Install Now. Once a plugin has been successfully installed, you can activate the plugin by clicking on Activate Plugin. Okay, so the plugin has been activated. Then we can just go to Settings by clicking on Settings right here, one of these links right underneath the name of the plugin. So I'm going to click on Settings. And then here we see the default contact form that comes with Contact Form 7 plugins. So you can check it out by clicking on Edit. And here you can see we're going to have displayed a name, an email, a subject, a message, and then the submit send button. So this looks good. I like how this is just by default. So the next step is we need to copy this code and paste it into our post or page or text widget content. So we're going to be adding this to our contact page. So I'm just going to highlight all of this here and copy it. And then I'm going to create a new page called contact. So once I've copied this short code here, I'm going to go to the left-hand side and I'm going to click on Pages. Next, I'm going to create a new page by hovering over the Add New button right here, and I'm going to click on Add New. And then here, once again, on the Add New Page screen, the first thing we want to do is give our new page a title. So I'm going to call this Contact, since this is the contact page. Then note, we need to add the short code we just copied in the previous step. We need to add it here in this area right here. Note, however, though, that we want to include it in the text view, which is where the code is located, not necessarily in the visual view. So just go ahead and click on Text, the Text tab, and then you can just paste in the code that we copied in the previous step. So there we go, that looks good so far. Then I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom. Once again, I do not want to have any comments on this page. This is a contact page and I just want the contact form and nothing else. So I'm going to uncheck these two boxes to disable comments on this particular page. Then I'm going to come up to the top and I'm going to click on Publish to publish the contact page. Okay, so once the page has been published, you can click on View Page to view the page. And here we have the contact form. So that looks really great. Also note that we're starting to add different items here in the navigation menu. So the next step is let's go ahead and configure this section here with the navigation menu items here in this navigation bar right here. So to adjust the menu items right here, we want to go up to the top once again and click on Dashboard. Here on the dashboard, to get to the Menus section, you want to go to the left-hand side, hover over Appearance, and click on Menus. Here on the Edit Menu screen, you can add content to be included in your menu, and you can also add new menus. So the first thing that we want to do is here on the right-hand side where you see Menu Name, you want to click on this button here that says Create Menu. Once the menu has been created, you'll notice now you have an extra tab here at the top which will designate which location this menu will show up in. So when we click on Manage Locations right here, you'll note that it says this particular theme, the 2013 theme, supports one menu, and you can select which menu you'd like to use below. So we only have one menu at the moment. When I click on Select a Menu, you can see there's just Menu 1 right here. So I'll go ahead and click on that, and then you want to click on Save Changes to save the location for this menu. Now, if you're using a WordPress theme that has more than one menu, perhaps you have a top menu and a primary menu and perhaps even a footer menu, then you can manage those different locations and those different menus in this tab called Manage Locations. So once you've selected which navigation menu you're going to use by clicking on Save Changes, then we can go back to the Edit Menu tab to edit the actual items that will show up in the menu. So I'm going to click on Edit Menu. And here you'll see by default we have Home, About, and Contact. That all looks good. But when you install WordPress, one of the default pages that comes with your WordPress installation is Sample Page, which I'm going to be deleting that later down the road. We really don't need this page at all. So I'm just going to click on this and I'm going to click on Remove to remove this page. If you'd like to add additional items to your menu, you can do so by simply clicking on the item and then clicking on the button here that says Add to Menu. So we really don't have additional items to add right now because we're just in the beginning phase of building out the site. So we'll come back to this a little bit later. Right now, I'm just going to click on Save Menu to save my menu. Once the menu has been saved, we can check out what the site looks like by going up to the top and clicking on Visit Sites. Now we see in our menu navigation bar right here that the sample page has been removed and the only items we have are a home link, an about page, and a contact page, which is exactly what we want. The next step is let's add some post content to our WordPress website. To add a new post, you want to go back to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard. And to create a new post, just like we created a new page, we can either hover over this plus new item here in the top toolbar and click on Post, or on the left-hand side, we can click on Post. So I'm going to click on Post right here. And then once again at the top, we can either click on Add New to add a new post here, or on the left-hand side, we can click on Add New just under Post. So I'm going to click on Add New. Next, here on the Add New Post screen, the first thing we want to do is give our new post a title. So I'm going to give this a title right here. And once you've given your new post a title, then here in this box, you can add your content. So for this particular example, I'm only going to add text content. So I just copied some demo content and I'm just going to paste that right directly in here in this white box. So note that once again, I'm on the text tab, not the visual tab. If you'd like to format any of the text here, go ahead and click on the visual tab so that you can see all of these different formatting icons. From here, if you'd like to format any of these different text area, you can do so by highlighting the text, and then just like you would do in an email or a word processor, you would just simply click on the icons to format this however you'd like to see it formatted. So I'm going to leave it unformatted, so I'm just going to erase it by clicking on this button here, this eraser that says Remove Formatting. Once you have your title and the content set up the way you'd like, then on the right-hand side in the sidebar, you'll note that here are a number of different options for the post format. So by default, we'll have this as the standard post format, which is a great format to use for simply text content. But you'll notice that there's an icon here with other kinds of post formats that we can choose. So I'll go over the most popular ones here on the right-hand side in one of the next examples. But for this example, I simply want a text post, so I'm going to leave it as standard. Then I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to give this a category and a tag to help organize this content. So given that the title is How to Stay Focused on Your Goals, I think I'll just leave the category as perhaps personal development. I'll just add that right here as the category, and then I'll click on this button here that says Add New Category. And then we see now this content will be categorized under the category called personal development. Then as a tag, I'm going to give this a tag of goals by simply adding in goals here and clicking on add. Next, I'm just going to scroll down. Everything looks pretty good. I'll just leave it as is. And then I'm going to click on publish to publish this post. Once the post has been published, you can click on view post to view the post. And here we see we have the new post that I just created, How to Stay Focused on Your Goals. And we scroll down and here we have our comment box, which looks really great. Also note that the background of this particular post is white because this is a standard text post. So in the 2013 theme, the post format for standard format has a white background. So the next thing that I want to add is I want to add an embed from Spotify to add one of my new favorite songs that has just been released this week as well by Michael Franti. So let's go ahead and add a Spotify post format or Spotify embed with a audio format to our WordPress website. To do that, once again, I'm going to add a new post by going up to the top and clicking on Dashboard. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to click on Post one more time, and then I'm going to click on Add New right here. Also note, you can add a new post by clicking on this button as well that says Add New. So on the left-hand side, I'll just click on the Add New link to create a new post. Here on the Add New Post screen, as we did in the previous example, the first thing we want to do is give our new post a title. So I'm going to add my title right here. Just released this week, Michael Franti's new album, All People. And then here in this larger box, you can add your content as well as your Spotify embed. So one of the great things about WordPress version 3.6 is that with WordPress version 3.6, embeds from Spotify, radio, and many others are really easy to do within WordPress. So here in the content area, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my embed from Spotify. Now, if you're not familiar with Spotify, Spotify is a digital streaming service that enables you to have access to millions of songs. This is a really cool service, and I'm going to find my favorite song on this new album by Michael Franti. I'm going to find it on Spotify, and I'm going to embed it on my website. So to do this, the first thing you need to do is you need to create a free Spotify account, and then you'll need to download Spotify to your computer. So I've already downloaded Spotify to my computer, and I've already created a Spotify account. So the next step is I want to launch Spotify from my computer. So here I am within the Discover panel on Spotify. I've clicked on Discover on the top left-hand side, and then here in the search bar, I've typed Michael Franti and the name of the new album, which is All People. So here we see, here are the two different albums. So I'm just going to click on this, and then you see all the different tracks within this awesome new album. So the song that I love the most so far is I'm Alive, right here, number 3. So what we need to do to embed this particular track into our WordPress website, you just want to click on the right-hand control key, and then you will see this pop-up box here that pops up, and what we want to do is we want to copy the embed code from Spotify. So I'm just going to click on this link here that says copy embed code, and then we want to go back to our WordPress website, and then here within the content box you want to click on text right here on the far right hand side, and then we want to paste the embed code we just copied in the previous step. So I'm just going to paste that right there. So here we have the embed from Spotify. So just above this, I also want to just give a link so you can go to Amazon to buy this awesome album. So I'm just going to go to Amazon.com and grab the link. So I've already captured this. I did a little search here for Michael Franti. Here's this awesome new album. And then I'm going to grab this title here at the top by copying it. And then I'm going to go back to my WordPress website and I'm going to add this link. To create a link within your WordPress website, you just want to add some text, and then you want to highlight the text and then click on this button here that says link. You can also see this when you click on the visual tab. When you highlight the content right here, the link will show up on the top row, and when you hover over the icon it says insert or edit link. So I'm going to click on this button here to insert a link. And then you'll get this pop-up box where you can add the URL and a title. So I'm just going to paste the link that I just copied in the previous step right here, and you can give this a title if you'd like. Also note that whenever I am linking to another website outside of my website, I always click on this button here that says open link in a new window or tab. That way my website will still be open in a viewer's view, and they'll have a second window that will open up with the actual link. So once you have that set up, you can just click on add link to add the new link. And now this particular text, as we see when I hover over it, it's underlined, so this is now a new link. Once you have your content and your embed set up right there, on the right hand side where it says format, this time instead of standard we want to choose audio because this is an audio track. And note that when I click on this we get this really cool audio icon and the whole background turns orange. So that's a really fun, cool feature of the design of the 2013 theme for WordPress version 3.6. Next, we can just scroll down here, and once again you can add a category if you'd like, as well as some tags. To add a new category, just as we did in the previous step, you want to click on this link here that says add new category, and then you want to give your category a name. So I'll just call this music. And then you want to click on this button that says add new category. So now this particular content will be categorized in the category called music. I'll also give it a tag by just scrolling down and adding it a tag right here. Note that when you add more than one tag, you want to separate your tags with a comma and then click on the add button right here to add your 2 new tags. Okay, so scrolling down, everything looks good to go. I'm just going to scroll back up and then I'm going to click on publish to publish this new audio post format blog post. Once a post has been published, we can view the post by clicking on the link that says View Post. And here we can see what the blog post looks like. Once again, this is an audio post format, so the background is going to be orange when we're using the 2013 theme. And here's the embed from Spotify with this song called I'm Alive by Michael Franti. So this is really cool. So now anyone who comes to this particular blog post can just listen to this track by clicking on this play button to play the song. And then if they want to go to Amazon to buy the album, they can just click on this link. So this is how you add an audio post format to your WordPress website using the 2013 theme and WordPress version 3.6. For our next blog post, let's add some photos and create a gallery post format. So to add photos to your post, the first thing we want to do is once again go back to the dashboard by clicking on Dashboard. And here on the left-hand side, we're going to need a plugin called the Jetpack plugin. So I'm going to click on Plugins right here. As we did previously, you can add a new plugin by either clicking on the Add New link at the top of the Plugins page, or on the left-hand sidebar underneath Plugins, you can click on Add New. So I'm going to click on the left-hand sidebar. I'm going to click on Add New to add a new plugin. Here in the search box, I'm going to type Jetpack because Jetpack is the name of the plugin that we need. So I'm going to click on Jetpack and I'm going to click on Search Plugins to search for this plugin. And here we see that Jetpack is the first result in our search results. So you can learn more about this plugin by clicking on Details. And here we see we have information about this particular plugin. So the first thing we see, it says, warning, this plugin has not been tested with your current version of WordPress, because we have a brand new version of WordPress, WordPress version 3.6, but I did test this before creating this video, so I know that this works. Also note that this plugin is created by Automatic, which are also the makers of WordPress. So I know that this plugin works really well. Also note that it's been downloaded over 6 million times and it was just updated 1 week ago. So I'm going to install the Jetpack plugin by clicking on this button here that says Install Now. Once the Jetpack plugin has been successfully installed, we can click on Activate Plugin to activate this plugin. Okay, so the plugin has been activated. It's almost ready to go. However, as it notes at the top, a connection to WordPress.com is needed to enable the features. So we need to connect to WordPress.com by clicking on this button that says Connect to WordPress.com. So here we see I've already logged into WordPress.com and I already have a WordPress.com account. However, if you do not yet have a WordPress.com account, you can get one for free by simply going to WordPress.com and clicking on the button on the far right-hand side that says Sign Up. You can also click on this button here that says Get Started. So I'm going to click on Get Started to create a WordPress.com account. And here we see we're on the sign up page for WordPress.com. Now, once again, this is a free service, so you can sign up for free right here on WordPress.com. Note that when you come to this page, however, this page is used to actually create a blog. And because we're creating our website and our blog, we really don't need to create a blog on WordPress.com. So when you get to this page, I recommend that you come to this small link down below, this fine print here that says if you do not want a blog, you can sign up for just a username. So to get the Jetpack plugin to work, we just need a username. We don't need a WordPress.com blog. So I would just click on this link here that says sign up for just a username. Once you click the previous link, you'll arrive at this page where you can create your WordPress.com account. All you need to do is add your email address, a username, and a password, and then on this button here where it says Create My Account, you want to click on this button to create your WordPress.com account. Once you've created your WordPress.com account, you can go back to your WordPress website, and on your WordPress website right here, there'll be a form where you can add your username and your password for your WordPress.com account, and then you can click on Connect. Once you click on Connect, you'll get this page here that says, do you authorize the Jetpack connection? And you can just click on this button here that says Authorize Jetpack. Okay, so once you authorize Jetpack, then you're fueled up and you're ready to go, and all the features of the Jetpack plugin will become active. So the one we want right now for the photo gallery is the carousel feature. So I'm going to scroll down here and look for the carousel, which is in the middle right here. So here we see, here's the carousel feature. You can learn more about it by clicking on this button, or you can simply activate it by clicking on the activate button. So I'm just going to click on activate for this carousel to activate the carousel. Once a Jetpack carousel has been activated, now we're ready to add our photo gallery blog post. So to do that, we need to create a new post by going to the left-hand side and clicking on Add New. And as we did in previous examples, the first thing we want to do is give our new post a title. So I'm going to call this Summer Scenes. Then once we have our title, the next step is to add our gallery right here in the content box. So to add a new photo gallery, you want to place the cursor in the middle of the box here and click on Add Media. Here on the Insert Media screen, we want to create a new gallery. So to create a gallery, we need to click first on this link here that says Create a Gallery. So I'm going to click on this link that says Create Gallery. And here on the Create Gallery page, we need to upload some files. So I'm going to click on Upload Files and then Select Files. And then we need to select the files that we want to include in our photo gallery. So I'm just going to choose the first 9 here by just highlighting all of them and then clicking on Open. So WordPress will import all of the different images, and you'll see them showing up down below here. You see 9 have been selected, and they're one by one being added to my WordPress website. Also note that the attachment details are on the right-hand side, and you can add a title and an alternative text for each of these 9 images. Once you've added the title and the alternative text for each of your images, then go ahead and click on this button that says Create a New Gallery. Here you'll see the Edit Gallery screen where you can reorder or organize all of the different images. So for example, if I want to have this image show up first, I can simply drag it to the top so that that becomes my first image. So you can just kind of rearrange all of these different images here so they show up in the order that you'd like to have them displayed within your gallery. So once you have the order all set up, on the right-hand side you'll see there are some gallery settings. The most important one is this one here that says columns, where you can decide how many columns you want for your gallery. So because I have 9 images, I want to have 3 images across and 3 images down. So I'm going to keep my columns at 3, so I have 3 columns, and then I'm going to click on this button down below that says Insert Gallery. Once the gallery content has been added to the content box right here, the next step is we need to choose what type of post format this is that we want for this particular gallery. So because this isn't a gallery of images, I'm going to choose gallery right here as the format by clicking on this radio button next to gallery. As we see, when I choose this post format of gallery, then the background turns yellow, which is one of the features of the 2013 theme from WordPress. So okay, we're all good to go with the post format. Now when I scroll down, we can also add a category or some tags. To add a category, I'm going to click on this link here that says Add New Category, and I'm going to call it Photos, and then once again I'm going to click on the button that says Add New Category. And for tags, I'll just call it Summer, and I'll call it Photos as well. You can call whatever you want your tags to be. You can add them here and then click on Add. Okay, once we have our categories and our tags set up, then just scroll down. Everything looks good. So I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to publish this new gallery post by clicking on Publish. Once the post has been published, we can view it by clicking on this link that says View Post. So here we have our gallery post, Summer Scenes, and we see that I have my 9 images. And when I click on each one of these, they open up into a really cool lightbox display so that I can easily and really in a really nice way display all of the different images in this particular gallery. Also note, because this post format is set to a gallery post format, the background for this particular post is yellow, and once again that is one of the design features of the 2013 theme. And here we can see the post with the link post format. Now note when I scroll down, we have this comment section here, which I actually don't want this particular comment section. This is simply a link format post. So I'm going to edit this really quickly by simply clicking on the edit link right here. And then I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and to turn off comments on this particular page, actually it looks like it's not showing up right here. So we need to go to the top to display this. So to see the discussion features, I'm going to click on Screen Options. And then I'm going to click on this box here that says Discussion, and I'm going to scroll down. And now we can see here the discussion box is displayed, and I can disable this by unchecking these two boxes. So once these are unchecked, I'm going to scroll up to the top and I'm going to click on Update to update this particular post with the link. Once a post has been updated, I can view it by clicking on View Post here, or I can click on this link that says View Post. So now we see here is the post with this link. This is a link post format, and when I scroll down we see that that comment section is no longer there, which is exactly how I would like it. For our next blog post, let's add an image post format. So once again, I'm going to go to the top, I'm going to hover over plus new and click on post. And here on the add new post screen, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my new post a title. So I'm going to call this Grateful. And the great thing about WordPress 3.6, once again, is that it's really easy to embed images, audio, and other types of media from different platforms across the web. So for this particular post, I want to create an image post format with an embed directly from Instagram. So I'm going to embed my Instagram photo right here by going to my Instagram. This is the photo on Instagram I want to embed, and on the right hand side there's these three dots here, which when I click on these three dots, I get one of these options is an embed link. So I'm going to click on embed, and then we see here is the embed code, which all I need to do is highlight all of it and copy it by clicking on copy embed code. Once I've copied the embed code, I can go back to my WordPress website, and here I'm in the visual tab, but I actually want to click on the text tab because I need to be in the text view window right here. This is where all the code is added, and I'm just going to paste the code that I just copied in the previous step. Once all the code is added, the Instagram embed code, on the right hand side where it says format, I want to choose the image format right here by clicking on the radio button next to image. Next, you can scroll down, and once again you can give your particular post a different category or a tag. I'll just call it Grateful, and click on add. And then we can scroll down, and if you'd like to add discussion or enable the discussion, leave these two boxes checked. And otherwise, if you want to disable them, you can uncheck these two boxes here to disable comments. I'm going to leave comments on for this post. I'm just going to scroll up to the top, and I'm going to click on Publish to publish this post. Once the post has been published, we can check it out by clicking on View Post. And here we see my Instagram embed right directly within my blog. So that is really great. That's exactly how I want it to look. So that's awesome. The next step is let's add a video post format to our blog website. To add a video to our post, we're going to go up to the top, hover over plus new, and once again click on posts. We're getting the hang of this. One by one, we're going to go through all of these different post formats. So for this particular one, I want to start by adding a new post title to my post. Here on the Add New Post screen, I'm going to start by giving my new post a title. So I'm just going to call this How to Increase Traffic to Your E-commerce Website with Pinterest. And then I'm going to grab the embed code of my video straight from YouTube because I want to embed a YouTube video in this post. So I'm going to go to my YouTube channel, and here is the video that I want to embed. I'm just going to click on this link right here. And here on the YouTube page for this particular video, all we need to do is grab the URL of the video, which is right here. So I'm just going to highlight it and copy it. And then going back to our WordPress website, all we need to do to embed this video is simply add the URL directly in the visual or the text view. So you can just simply paste the URL from the previous step directly in the content box here. And then on the right-hand side where it says format, we can select the type of format we want. So because this is a video, I'm going to choose the video format by clicking on the radio button next to video, and we'll see as soon as I choose that, then the background becomes orange, which in the 2013 theme is exactly how the design will display. Okay, so once we have that set up, once again we can scroll down and we can add a category and tag for this post. So for the category, I'm going to click on Add New Category, and I'll call this WordPress, and then I'm going to click on the button that says Add New Category. And for the tags, I'll call this e-commerce, traffic, and Pinterest, all separated by a comma, and then I'll click on Add. Once we have that ready to go, I'm going to scroll up to the top and I'm going to click on Publish to publish this video post. Once a post has been published, we can click on View Post to view the post. And here we have our blog post with the video post format with the orange background. So that looks really good. Now the next blog post I want to add is a blog post with a quote format. So I'm going to click on plus new and post one more time. I just want to go through each of the different post formats so you can see what the background looks like as well as what the overall look will look like when we're done adding these different types of formats to our website. To create a blog post that features a quote, I'm simply going to add my quote directly in the visual view right here. So I just pasted in my quote, whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. This is one of my favorite quotes. So I'm just going to post that quote in right here. I'm not going to include a title because I really want this quote to stand out on its own without a title. I am going to highlight this because it is a quote, so I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to use the block quote format here, right here in the formatting icon. So I'm just going to click on the block quote format icon to set this apart as a quote. Also note that because I'm not going to add a title, this permalink is going to just have a number, which I'm not that happy about. So I'm going to change that by clicking on Edit. And instead, I'll just give this my own custom permalink name. So here we have the custom permalink that I've just added, Live Your Dreams, and then I'm going to click on this button here that says OK to create my custom permalink. Then on the right hand side where it says Format, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click on the quote button right here to set this apart as a post format of quote. When I do that, you can see that the background turns this really deep orange, or I should say deep brown color. So that's the style of the 2013 theme. And then if you'd like, you can add a category and a tag. So I'll add this right here, add new category, by clicking on add new category. I'll call it inspiration. And then I'll click on add new category one more time to add this new category. And then I'll give it a tag called Live Your Dreams. And then I'll click on this link here that says add to add this new tag. Then I'm just going to come up to the top of the post here and I'm going to click on Publish to publish this post. Once a post has been published, you can view the post by clicking on View Post. And here we see the blog post with our quotes. So that looks really good. So I think we've gotten the hang of how to create blog posts and how to select the different post formats for our blog post. I only want to create 2 more. The next one I want to create is an audio post format because I've been getting a lot of questions on YouTube asking how to add audio to your WordPress website. So once again, the good news is that with WordPress version 3.6, adding audio is really, really easy. So let's go ahead and add an audio track to our WordPress website. So once again, I'm going to go up to the top, I'm going to hover over plus new and click on post. Then I'm going to give my new post a title, so I'll just add this title here, Easily Add Audio with WordPress 3.6. And then in this section right here, I'm just going to place the cursor and I'm going to click on Add Media. Next, I'm going to click on Upload File to upload my audio file, and I'm going to click on Select Files. Next, I need to select the audio file by highlighting the file and then clicking on Open. Once the audio file has been uploaded to WordPress, you'll see the attachment details on the right-hand side, and then just underneath you'll see the display settings. So you can either embed the media player or you can link to the media file or link to an attachment page. So I actually want to embed the media player, so I'll just leave it right here as embed media player. and then I'll click on Insert into Post. Once the shortcode has been added, then on the right-hand side under Post Format, I'm going to click on Audio to make this an audio post format. We can see here we have the orange background, which looks really nice. And then you can scroll down, and if you'd like to add a category and a tag, you can do so by just clicking on the category or adding your tags. When you're all ready to go, come up to the top and click on Publish. So adding an audio file to WordPress is now really easy with WordPress version 3.6. To see the post, let's go ahead and click on View Post to view the post. And here you see you have a really cool design with the audio icon right here and the audio player embedded directly in your WordPress website and your blog. To listen to it, anyone would just need to click on the play button or the pause button to listen to this particular audio clip. So I think we've gotten the hang of how to create blog posts along with the different blog post formats. In the next step, let's go ahead and add the sidebar with the custom content in our sidebar. So what we want to do is here I have my completed website, and we want to add this content here in the sidebar, including the gravatar and then a search box and then some social network icons. So to do that, going back to our website, we need to go to the dashboard by going up to the top left and clicking on Dashboard. And then here on the dashboard, we want to hover over Appearance and click on Widgets. By default, when we install WordPress, you'll have these default widgets showing up in the main widget area in the footer, and here on the secondary widget area you'll have no widgets added. So what I want to do in the footer is I want to remove all of the default widgets that come with the WordPress installation. If you'd like to keep them, go ahead and keep them right here, but I'm going to remove them by simply dragging them over to the left-hand side one by one, just to remove all of these. Once again, these are the default widgets that come when you install WordPress. Okay, so here we have two widget areas for this particular theme. We have a main widget area, which as it notes appears in the footer section of the site, and we have a secondary widget area which include the custom content that appears on posts and pages in the sidebar. So what I want to do is I want to start by adding some widgets in the sidebar area here in the secondary widget area, and the first one that I want to add is the gravatar profile, which is part of the Jetpack plugin. So to add this to the sidebar, I'm just going to drag this over to the secondary widget area and drop it in like that. A gravatar is a globally recognized avatar, and you can learn more about it by going to gravatar.com. This is another feature that's created by the makers of WordPress. So you can check it out on gravatar.com, and as it notes here, your gravatar is an image that follows you from site to site around the web beside your name and with your image. So whenever you comment on other blog posts and you use the email that you set up on gravatar.com, then your profile card here will show up on the comment section of blogs around the internet whenever you leave a comment. It'll also show up on your own blog whenever you comment on your own blog. So this is just a really great way to identify yourself and to add links back to your website. So what you want to do here is you want to come to gravatar.com. You want to either sign in, or you can get your gravatar by simply entering your email right here and clicking on Get Your Gravatar. The email that you add to gravatar.com will be the email that is associated with your image. So once again, to create your gravatar, you want to add your email right in this box here, and then you want to click on this link here to get your gravatar. Once you log in to gravatar.com, you'll have to upload an image and add any links that you would like to your gravatar. It's pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to go through this process. Just come to this site, add your email, and click on Get Your Gravatar, and it'll be a pretty straightforward walkthrough from there. Once you have your gravatar set up, you can go back to your WordPress website, and here in the secondary widget area where it says Gravatar Profile, you can add your gravatar. So for example, right here it says select a user or pick custom and enter a custom email address. So if the email that you add to your Gravatar is the same email that you're using in your WordPress website, then you can simply leave your WordPress username right here. Otherwise, if you have a different email address, you can click on custom and add a custom email address. Again, this is the email address that would be connected to your Gravatar. That's the one that you want to add here in this particular widget area. So I'm going to leave it with just my name, and then I'm going to come down to the bottom and click on Save to save these changes. So now my Gravatar will be showing up in the sidebar of the pages and my post. The next custom content I want to add in the sidebar widget area is a search box to make it easy for anyone who's visiting my site to easily find the content that they're looking for. So here on the left-hand side, you just want to scroll down and you want to find this widget called Search, a search form for your site. And then we just want to drag this up to the top as well. And I'm going to drop it right underneath where it says Gravatar. You can add a title here if you'd like as well. So I'll just click search this blog, or you can say search this website, either or you can leave it blank. It's really up to you. And then I'm going to click on Save to save the settings for this particular widget as well. Finally, I want to add some social network icons so anyone can easily connect with me on the social web, either to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or some other social network. So to add those icons, we need to add a plugin called Simple Social Icons. So to add that plugin, I'm going to go to the left-hand sidebar here, hover over Plugins, and click on Add New. Here on the Install Plugin screen, I'm going to do a search for the Simple Social Icons. And then I'm going to click on Search Plugins. And here we see Simple Social Icons. It's the first one in the search results. You can check it out by clicking on Details. And like the other plugins, it says, warning, this plugin has not been tested with your current version of WordPress. That's because this version of WordPress was just released 1 or 2 days ago. So it's a very new version of WordPress that we're using. We do see, however, that this plugin is compatible up to version 3.5.2, and it was last updated 4 months ago. We also see it has been downloaded over 82,000 times, and it has a 4.5-star rating. So this is a really great plugin. I love this plugin. I've already tested this, so I know it does work well with version 3.6 of WordPress. So I'm going to install it by clicking on Install Now. Once a plugin has been successfully installed, you want to click on Activate Plugin to activate this plugin. Next, once the plugin has been activated, we want to go back to our Widgets area by hovering over Appearance and clicking on Widgets. And now on our Available Widgets area right here, when you scroll down, you should see the Simple Social Icons right here. So as we did previously, I'm going to drag this up to my widget area. And I want to display this both in the main widget area in the footer section as well as in the sidebar. So the first thing I want to do is I want to configure this. I'm just going to add a title, connect on the web. And then as we scroll down, we'll see that we can add a background color as well as a background hover color. So I'm going to match the background color of this icon, these social network icons. I'm going to match the colors with the colors of the 2013 theme that we're using right now in this video. And that color is like a kind of rusty orange color. So I'm just going to paste in this code right here. And no worries if you can't see this, I will add this in the video. But here I've added a custom color to both the background color as well as the background hover color. Next, you want to just add in the URLs to each of the different social networks that you want to have featured in these button areas. So for example, I want to add my Google+, so I'm going to add the URL right here for Google+. And actually I don't remember my actual Google+, so I'm just going to put in a placeholder here for the moment. But when you add this, you want to make sure that you add http:// and then the entire URL of your Google+ page. Of course, you can add all the different URLs if you want to add different social networks instead. But for this particular demo, I'm going to be adding Google+, and then I'm going to add my Twitter, and I'm going to add my YouTube URL as well. Okay, so once you have all the different URLs of the different social networks that you want to feature in this button, social network button area, go ahead and click on Save to save your settings. Note that also we have the secondary widget area where we can also add these simple social icons. So once again, I'm going to drag the widget to this widget area right here, and I'm going to do the same thing that we just did in the previous step. I'm going to add the background color as well as the background hover color, and I'm going to add the URLs of the different networks that I want to feature in these simple social icon area. So for example, I want to have a Google Plus once again, so I'm going to add the Google Plus URL, and I'm going to add my Twitter URL as well as my YouTube URL. Once you have the different URLs set, you can click on Save to save your settings. Note that there's a number of additional widgets that you can add. You can just go through the list here and check those out. I'm going to keep my widget area as it is right here, and let's go check it out by visiting the site. So on the top left, I'm going to click on Visit Site. And now we see here I have the widget area sidebar with the gravatar, and then I have the search box, and then I have my social network icons. And in the footer area, when I scroll all the way down, we see here I have my social network icons as well. So anyone who wants to connect with me on Google+, Twitter, or on YouTube can easily do so by simply clicking on any of these different buttons. The next step is to add the Photos item here in the menu navigation bar. So to do that, I'm going to go back up to the top, and I'm going to go directly to Menus by clicking on Menus. And here on the Menus page, I'm going to click on Categories. And okay, we can add any different categories if you'd like to the menu, but the one that I actually want to add is the format. So I want to add all the different galleries, photo galleries that I add to my website. I want to create a page that is focused on the various galleries that I've added to my website. Now to date, I've only added one gallery, but as time goes on and I add more photo galleries, all of those galleries will show up in this Gallery Archives page. So I'm just going to click on this checkbox right here, and then I'm going to click on this button here that says Add to Menu to add the Gallery Archives page to my menu. And then to organize this, I'm just going to drag the gallery menu item above the contact item. So this is the order that I want, and then I'm going to click on Save Menu to save my menu. And here where it says gallery, I just want to open this up by clicking on this marker, and instead of calling it gallery, I actually just want to call it photos. So I just retype the word photos in the label here, and then once again I click on Save Menu to save the menu. And once the menu has been updated, let's check it out by going up to the top and clicking on Visit Site. Okay, so now we have my new menu navigation bar. We have the home menu item, the about page, the photos page, and the contact page. And when I click on photos, we can see here we have a page of all the different photo galleries that I've added to the site. Now note that once again, I've only added one gallery so far, but again, as I continue going forward to add different photo galleries to the site, all of those photo galleries will be added to this Gallery Archives page. So they'll all be kind of organized in a really quick way that I can get to all my photo galleries in one click. Finally, the last thing to add to our website, going back to the home page here, note that when I click on this particular blog post and I go to the bottom of the blog post, note that we still need to add the social sharing features so anyone who visits can easily share the content on the website to various social networks, whether to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, or some other social network. So let's add the different features to make that possible, to make it really easy for anyone to share the content of our website. So to do that, I'm going to go up to the top and click on Dashboard. Next, I'm going to click on Jetpack. And here on the Jetpack page, you can see that there's all these different features that you can add to your website. So you can kind of look them all over and read them one by one. There's little buttons here that say Learn More to learn more about all of these different features. But the one that we want right now is called Sharing. So I'm going to go to the Sharing feature right here, and I'm going to click on Activate to activate this feature. Okay, so sharing has been activated. So to configure it, I'm just going to go down back to this feature right here. And as it notes, it says this is the most super duper sharing tool on the interwebs. where anyone can share content with Facebook, Twitter, and many more. So to configure this, we want to click on the Configure button. And here on the sharing settings screen, we would just want to scroll down, and here we can select which items, which services we want anyone who visits to be able to share our content to. So for example, I want to enable anyone to easily share content on the website to Facebook. So I'll just drag the Facebook button down below and drop it right there. And also I want anyone to be easily able to share this content to Google+, also to Twitter and to LinkedIn. And then here on the right hand side we can create a more button, so we can add some additional social networks. So I'll add Pinterest and email, Twitter, and Reddit. And once you have all the different social networks added as you'd like, you can scroll down, and here's a live preview of what it's going to look like on the site. So here we see we have all of the different social networks, and then in the More button, when you hover over More, there's a drop down with a box of a bunch of other different social networks. Okay, so the next step is we can choose where we want to show these buttons. So I want to show these on my post page, so I'm just going to click on post. If you'd like to add these different buttons to other sections of your website, go ahead and check on these boxes, but I prefer just keeping these buttons on my post page for my blog post. And then at the bottom, I'm going to click on Save Changes to save the settings. Okay, so all of the different sharing settings have been saved. The other thing I want to add really quickly within Jetpack is the Jetpack comments. I really love this feature. It provides custom comments on your WordPress website. So I'm going to click on Jetpack. And then I'm going to scroll down to where it says Jetpack Comments, and here it says this is a new comment system that has integrated social media login options, which is really cool. And when you click on Learn More, you can learn more about this. And as it notes, it says Jetpack Comments enables your visitors to use their WordPress.com, Twitter, or Facebook accounts when commenting on your site. So I really love adding the different social media features. So I'm going to enable Jetpack Comments by clicking on Activate to activate Jetpack Comments. Okay, once the comments have been activated, now let's check out the site by going up to the top and clicking on Visit Site. So now when I click on the blog post by clicking on this link here, and when I scroll down, now we see that I have all the different sharing buttons here. So anyone who checks out this content, if they want to share it, they can easily do so by just clicking on these different social media icons to share the content to Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any of these other social networks. And when I scroll down now, we see when I click on this little reply button here, we see that I'm logged into my account, but any visitor who comes to your site and they want to leave a comment, they can sign in to either their WordPress.com account, or they can sign in to Twitter or Facebook and they can leave a comment using their different social networks, and they can post their comment. So this is how you create a blog and a website using the 2013 theme that comes with your WordPress installation when you're using WordPress version 3.6. I want to make one more note about another really cool feature in WordPress 3.6, and that is the revision or version control. So for example, when we click on this particular post, I'm going to click on Edit. And note here, when I make a change to this post by just updating it, I'm going to add some formatting here by highlighting it and clicking on the B to bold. And then I'm going to click on Update to update this post. And note that here in the Publish box, now we see the different revisions that have been made to this particular post. So you can browse the different revisions and check out what revisions were made by clicking on this Browse link right here. And when you click on Browse Revisions, then you'll have a comparison of the different revisions of this particular post. So here, for example, we see the original right here with just the content in pink, and then you see on the right-hand side in green, you see the update, the new revision. So here we see that bold has been applied to this word right here, and if you want to go back to the original version right here, you just want to click on Previous, and then you want to click on Restore this revision to restore to the original version without the bold formatting. So I'm going to click on Restore this revision. Now we see on the post the formatting has been removed, and then you can update your post by clicking on Update. So revision control is one of the new features in WordPress 3.6. So if you've been following along and you made it this far, then congratulations, you now have a blog and a website that looks something like this. So before I sign off, I want to give a quick shout out of thanks to the entire team at WordPress for all the awesome work put into creating this awesome new theme. I love this new theme, the 2013 theme that comes with WordPress 3.6. It's absolutely gorgeous, it's very colorful, and there's a lot of really awesome design elements that give this a really professional look. And for a free theme that comes out of the box with your WordPress installation, that is absolutely amazing. So thank you, WordPress, for this beautiful theme and for all the additional features that you've added to WordPress 3.6. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope this video was helpful to you in helping you to create your new website and your new blog. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a comment below or favorite the video or like the video. And also, if you have any friends who need a blog, please feel free to share this video with your friends. Also, I'll be coming out with more videos related to WordPress and how to grow your business on the web. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates on upcoming videos. To continue the conversation on WordPress 3.6, the 2013 theme, and WordPress in general, please join me on my website at 77webstudio.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.